Hey, what is going on, guys? Thanks for checking out this video on my sports, Gematria. In this video, I'm going to talk about the NBA games for Saturday, May 29th, 2021. I'm going to show you highlights of both sides, and it's going to be up to you to determine who you think will win based on the numbers. I encourage you to add additional information on top of this if needed for you to feel confident in your own pick. And if for whatever reason you're curious to know who I'm picking in these games, you'll have to join my Patreon. My picks are always in writing, underlined, and italicized. For more information on that, please read the description of this video. I wish you guys the best luck in your picks today. Let's go ahead and get into the games. We have Game 4, Bucks and the Heat. Game 4, Nuggets and Trailblazers. Game 3, Sixers and Wizards. And Game 3, Jazz versus the Grizzlies. On this side of the screen, I have what I call my daily numbers, date numerology, Gregorian calendar, Hebrew calendar. And then on this side, I have what I call my game numbers. Away team up top, coaching record, season record, postseason record, head-to-head records in the middle between the two teams, home team at the bottom, their season record, postseason record, their coach record. And then up here I have the information for the series. Game 4, Bucks are up 3-0. So Bucks could either sweep the Heat here 4-0 or they can fall 3-1. This will be the 23rd playoff game for this particular season. So we have the Bucks versus the Heat. I think if Heat is going to win a game, it's going to be this one. And just for the idea that maybe Bucks want to maybe take a day off and then destroy them at home to win the series in Game 5. That could be a potential. Or they can just get it over with and sweep them 4-0. But the reason why I say today a little bit is because Bucks, their coach, he can get his 295th all-time loss for his career in this game. And this game is being played on the 29th of May, 29/5, 295, 5/29. So it kind of goes with that a little bit. And it's also the 149th day of the Gregorian, the 35th prime, and he would also sit on 35 postseason wins with the loss as he gets his 295th on the 29th day of the 5th month of May for the Gregorian. And then they come into this game sitting on 35 losses for the season, and so they can kind of just sit there if they wanted them to. It is the 13th postseason head-to-head matchup between these two teams. Heat can get their 41st win for the season, the 13th prime number, as they become 1-3, like 13 head-to-head against the Bucks. And then they would just also get their 80th. And this is what I was thinking. Maybe Game 5 is they would get their 80th win today, and then Game 5 is played on, which day is it played on? Monday, Tuesday, Heat Bucks. So Game 5 is on Tuesday the 1st. And Tuesday, June 1st, is the 80th day of the Hebrew religious. And so Heat can get their 80th win. They can just slip one by the Bucks real quick at home, as the Bucks don't care because they'll just take them back to Milwaukee and destroy them. But they can get their 41st, 80th. Then they would sit on 80 in Game 5 here. And this day is also the 152nd day of the Gregorian year. And this is when the Heat can get their 36th loss for the season. The 3 seed versus the 6 seed, like 36. Bucks coach, he would get his 36th postseason win. 36 sums to 152. So that would be a narrative for the Heat to win on Saturday, just so Bucks can win on at home. Because I believe it's a home game, right? Yeah, so they would win it at home. Game 5 if necessary. They could win it at home. Just for kicks, I guess. But let's go back and just see if the sweep is a better narrative, maybe. So instead, Bucks could, let's see here. Bucks could just go ahead and end this series 5-8 head-to-head against the Heat, like 58 or 85, whichever side you want to look at it. Heat can fall 8-5 head-to-head against Bucks postseason, 8-5, 5-8. As the Heat coach, would become 85-58 for a postseason record with the loss. And the 36 would just go ahead and go. There is 75 to 8 numerology on the Gregorian. 36, 152, 53, 55, 75, sums to 152, 53, 55. So that could be the connection for the 36 on Saturday. It doesn't have to go to game 5, and Heat can just sit on, the 40 wins as they get swept 4-0. So there's two options. They can either end the series 4-1 against the Bucks in game 5 as they sit on 41 wins, or they can end 4-0 like 40 on the sweep. If Bucks win, they would sit on 79. Let me do this. 79 all-time head-to-head losses against the Heat. 79, the 22nd prime number. They would get their 22nd road win. The 253rd day on the Hebrew Civil. The 22nd triangular number. 253. 22. So they would sit on that 79. Another thing I was thinking about the Heat for game 5, if we go back to it, they had 111 date numerology on the Hebrew Civil, and that's when they could pick up their 111th postseason loss. But it doesn't have to happen that way. Bucks can just go ahead and get it done. There's some numbers there for them to go ahead and get it done. But they better watch out just in case that 295 wants to go active. And they just sit on those 35s. I didn't really see anything with the number 50 for this date. That's what I was thinking too. I didn't really see anything. 50, 66, 30, 69, 24. Nothing jumps out. But I would say if the Heat were just to go ahead and get swept with the 36 3 seed versus the 6 seed, it'd be because of the 75 date numerology, which they have 3 of the 4 same numbers, 152, 53, 55. And they could prolong it to game 5 on the 152nd day as well. So if he gets sneaky, that's why. But there's numbers here for Bucks just to close it out 4-0 as Heat sit on 40 wins. So we'll see. Best of luck to you on that one. Nuggets and Blazers, game 4. Kind of the same thing. Idea I brought up for the Heat, how they could get their 111th in game 5. Nuggets and Trailblazers are definitely going to at least a game 5. And that's played on, I think, the same date. Blazers, Nuggets, yeah. And it has 111 date numerology on the Hebrew Civil that day. So Trailblazers can either get their 111th win on Saturday and then sit on this number in game 5, the day with the 111 date numerology on the Hebrew Civil, or they can lose on Saturday and get it here on game 5. But the interesting thing is, if Blazers win this game, game 4, on Saturday, they would come into game 5 111 and 97 all time head to head against the Nuggets. And with the 111 date numerology, it's also 97 days left on the Hebrew Civil. So you have that 97, 111. They can come in 111, 97 all time. So I thought that was kind of interesting. If we go back to Saturday's date numerology, it is the 253rd day on the Hebrew Civil, the 22nd triangular number. The Blazers could tie the series 2-2 like 22. Nuggets would sit on 79 postseason wins with the loss to 22nd prime. And this is another reason I thought about the 80 here for the Heat potentially is because Nuggets, they can get their 80th postseason win either on Saturday or in Game 5, which just so happens to be the 80th day of the Hebrew religious. That's what made me think that there might be an 80 play here for Heat. Maybe they prolong it to Game 5, but they don't have to. They can just sit on that 79. Just like Nuggets, they can sit on that 79 on the 253rd day, the 22nd triangular number. But Nuggets and Blazers will definitely have at least a Game 5. So Nuggets could get their 80th on Saturday and then sit on it on the 80th day, or they can sit on that 79 on the 253rd day, and then come Game 5 on June 1st, which happens to be the 80th day on the Hebrew religious, they get their 80th postseason win. So it could go either way. Let's go back to Saturday's date numerology. This could be pretty confusing going back and forth like this, how I'm doing this, so sorry if you're confused, forgive me. This is Game 4, emphasis on the number 4. Blazers could get their 44th win for the season. That's something that could help them. And then they would become 11-10. Well, either way, they're going to become 11-10 postseason. Whether Nuggets win or Blazers win, the head-to-head postseason is going to be 11-10 or 10-11. But I have it in light blue because it can go with the 111 if Trailblazers happen to win the game. And then you have the 11-10. Looks like 111. This is the 24th playoff game for the season. Nuggets could go ahead and get their 24th road win. 24 sums to 167, the 39th prime number. There is 39 date numerology on the Gregorian. The number 39 sums to 128. And Blazers could become 2018 at home, which has a 218 in it. 218, 128 anagrams of each other. And then the Blazers coach, much like the potentially the Bucks coach, 295. Blazers coach, he can get his 529th all-time loss on May 29th, 5/29. So we might see some similarities between these two games, or maybe not. So they're either both going to have that 295 and that 80 hit, where Blazers get their 529 and they get their 80 heading into Game 5, or either or, one or the other, or none at all. So I just thought that was interesting. What else? You know, much like the Bucks and the number 50, I didn't see a whole lot for Nuggets and the number 50. At least not on the calendar. Other than maybe it being the 29th day. 29 sums to 50. Sums to 149 as well, being the 149th day on the Gregorian. 21st postseason game. 21 date numerology on the Gregorian. It could be the Blazers that get the 21, potentially, as they tie it 2-2. What else? I think that's it for right now. I'll have to keep looking at it. You can just draw up all kinds of different scenarios if you wanted to, especially with multiple days. Alright, so let's look at the Sixers and the Wizards. Game 3. Wait a minute, I put 24 there. 23, 24, so this would be 25th game. This would be 26th. There we go. Alright, Sixers versus the Wizards. So 253rd day on the Hebrew Civil. Wizards coach, or excuse me, just Wizards in general. That's their 235th postseason game. 235, anagram of 253. It's the Sixers coach 183rd postseason game. It's the 18th day of the third month on the Hebrew religious, like 183. Today does have 21 date numerology on the Gregorian. The Wizards could have the Sixers fall 2-1 head-to-head, like 21, with a win as they get their 21st home win for the season. The Wizards, they can get their 36th win for the season today with 75 date numerology on the Gregorian. 75 sums to 152, 53, 55. 36 sums to 152, 53, and 55. The Sixers, they could get their 24th loss for this season on a day with 39 date numerology on the Gregorian. 24 sums to 167, the 39th prime number. But 39 does sum to 128, and Wizards could become 2018 at home for the season with the loss. 218, 128 anagrams of each other. It is a day leaving 216 left in the Gregorian year, and it's the Sixers that could get their 21st road win potentially and become 2-1-1-6, which kind of looks like a 2-1-6. Sixers could get their 231st postseason win to go along with their 21st road win on a day with 21 date numerology. 231 is the 21st triangular number. It is the 149th day on the Gregorian, and Wizards could sit on 35 wins for the season with the loss, as Sixers up the series 3-0, like 30. 30 sums to 35. What's interesting about the Wizards, though, these guys play on Monday. Sixers, Wizards, Memorial Day. And if we look at on that day, it's the 151st day of the Gregorian, which is the 36th prime number. It's a day with 41 date numerology on it. And if Wizards, for whatever reason, upset the Sixers in this game, they can head into this next game on Memorial Day, 36-41 for a season record. 151st day, the 36th prime, 41 date numerology, 36-41. At the same time, I suppose they could lose this game and then pick up their 36th win on Monday. But I just wanted to note that. And the reason why I wanted to note that, because if we look at the next game, the Jazz versus the Grizzlies, it could be the same scenario for the Grizzlies. If they lose to the Jazz on Saturday, their next game is on Memorial Day as well. Jazz and Grizzlies on Monday the 31st. And with a loss, they would head into that game 41-36 for a season record, whereas Wizards could be 36-41 with a win. And at the same time, Grizzlies, they could just win this game and then lose on Monday and get their 36th on the 151st day. So it can go either way, that way. But let's go back to Saturday's date numerology. Saturday has 21 and 75 date numerology on the Gregorian. Grizzlies coach, he can become 73-75 all time with the loss. 73, the 21st prime number. It is the Jazz's 75th game, and they can sit on 21 losses with the win. So you see that 21 and 75 connection for the Grizzly coach and for the Jazz if they were to win in their 75th game. Jazz could sit on 149 postseason losses as a team on the 149th day of the Gregorian. But it is a day leaving 216 left, and they could become 21-16 on the road with the loss, which has that 216 in it. And 149 is the 35th prime number, and Grizzlies could get their 35th all-time head-to-head win against the Jazz as they sit on 35 wins for the season, which would then set them up to get their 36th loss in Game 5 on the 151st day, like we talked about, the 36 prime. One of these teams is going 2-1, 1-2 against the other. But it is the 253rd day on the Hebrew Civil, the 22nd triangular number. Jazz coach, he could sit on 253 all-time losses with the win, as he sits on 22 postseason losses with the win, as Jazz get their 22nd road win. But at the same time, to cancel all those out, the Jazz could just go ahead and get their 22nd loss for the season. So a few different options there. And I think that's about it. Yeah. Hopefully this video wasn't too long. I think I took my time on this one a little bit, or at least I talked slowly. Sorry if it bored you. If you made it this far, hey, I appreciate it. Thanks for the support. I hope you win all your picks today. I wish you the best of luck. Thanks for watching.